Toucan Play That Game is proudly sponsored by nicegameshop.com, the place to go for rare and unusual Asian games. Hi, I'm Michael. Take a seat and join me for a game of Anachrony, where I will be taking on the role of the Path of Harmony faction, trying to defeat the evil Chronobots, who are my arch nemesis, and I never seem to manage to beat them. And this is going to be a solo playthrough against an automated opponent that somehow knows exactly what I want to do. So I've already set up the game. If you want to learn how to do this, please do watch my how to play video. As Matriarch Zaida, my ability is that in the worker cleanup phase, I'm able to spend 2 water in order to recruit a new worker. And using Path of Harmony side A, my evac condition is that I need to have 3 of the water buildings built, and that'll get me 2 victory points, and then I'll get an additional 3 victory points for each combination of a gold and a genius that I have at that point. And the last thing to cover with the randomized setup here is the buildings. So we'll start with our power station-y buildings. So firstly, we've got discard water and travel back in time as many water as you discarded and get a victory point, and it's worth 1 point. And we've got worth 3 points, discard a gold in order to travel back up to 3 spaces and get a victory point. Then our construction buildings, we have a gold and a water in order to get a neutronium and a victory point, and that's worth 2 points. Worth 3 points here, we have use an engineer and discard a titanium, and the engineer will come back rested, and this will get you a power core. Then on the water buildings, it's only worth 1 point, but a free action to get 2 water. The other one is worth 2 points, but does require you to get rid of a neutronium. However, you get 8 water. So this one here is worth 1 point, and as a free action you can get 2 points, but you also take a paradox. But this is useful when combined with the next one, which is worth 3 points, which allows you to take an additional paradox before you have to take an anomaly. So on with the game, and phase 1 is preparation. So I've already gone through the buildings that have been revealed. Let's talk now about the super project here. So it's worth 5 points, and it requires a neutronium, 2 titanium, 2 gold, and then either a square time breakthrough or a triangle and a circle breakthrough. And this means that at the end of the game, each step on the time travel track will give you an additional victory point. Then we need to do our mine here. So we've got 2 neutronium and 3 uranium, and then of course the usual uranium, gold, titanium combo. And then for our job market, we have 2 scientists, 1 administrator, and 1 genius. As this is the first round, there is no paradox phase to sort out, so we can skip that and we're on to power up. Now, Chronobot is going to power 6, but I think, well, I get 3 exosuits for nothing, so I might as well do those. And I think I'm going to pay 1 core to get a 4th one. Then on to the warp phase. And I'm actually not going to choose to warp anything, I don't think, this first round. Although actually it's done in player order and Chronobot goes first. So let's see what it's warping first. Ooh, okay, it's going to have 2 there. So maybe I should warp something. Yeah, let's warp an exosuit. So we've got another powered up exosuit we can use. And just to note, I didn't show it on camera, but I have taken my water for during the power up phase. I had 2 mechs and I get 2 water for each. Just wanted to make that clear. And then it's on to actions phase, starting with the Chronobot. And only fate knows what the Chronobot will do. Number 4, which is annoyingly construct a water building, which will be the higher point value one, which is the one I wanted to construct and was going to do with my first action. So even with randomness and fate, it is still blocking me. Okay, so it builds this, placing it in this space here, and then this token moves along. So if we roll a 4 again, it'll be a different action. So I'd best get building while they still can. So that really messed up my plans. I don't know that I'm going to be able to do what I had planned to do this turn now, which is a shame, but you know, that's the nature of the game. So we're going to go for a build here. We'll use an engineer, so it costs 1 less. That is because of the space. Going to cost a water though. And I guess I'll go for the other water building. It's not what I wanted, but it's better than nothing, I suppose. Which, because of the engineer discount, will cost me 1 titanium and 1 water. And that will go there. So, titanium and a water. Then, fate or the Chronobot turn. And we get 3. Which is, mining. Okay. Well, it doesn't have any resources yet, and it wants to go where it can get, firstly, neutronium, which is any of the spaces, because we've got neutronium available here, and then uranium. So it will go just here and take both of those. Then my go, and I think I'm going to follow suit, I'm going to send a scientist to do mining, getting me a gold and a neutronium. Then, fingers crossed that Chronobot does not block me again. 4, 4, 4. Oh, God! How does he keep blocking me? Okay, he's going to do a recruit. And then this will move there. So, he blocks that space, and he wants them in reverse order of ones he doesn't have. He doesn't have anything, so he's going to take the genius, the precious genius that I needed. So, I guess I'm going to send a scientist to the World Council, which will cost 1 water. I could go here, but I'm not interested in paying 1 water to be first player, largely because I want to see how many anomalies, how many warps they're going to do in a round, and I'm willing to forego first player in order to do that. So I'm going to go here, and they're going to do a build action. And they're going to build this power plant here, which is going to cost a neutronium, 2 titanium and a water. And I'm not going to finish my turn there because I'm also going to use this free ability to get 2 water. And time for Chronobot to mess with me again. 2. So they will build a red building, and they'll have to go to the World Council in order to do this. And the most expensive is this 3.1 here, so they'll take that. And I'm going to send my last guy who's awake, which is an engineer, to go mining. Which unfortunately means it's looking like I'm going to have the exosuit that I warped left. Okay, well, we'll worry about that later, I guess. There's not really much later to worry about it with, actually. No, the more sensible thing is to send him recruiting, which will cost 1 water. But I'm going to take a scientist, which gets me 2 water back. And Chronobot gets a 6, so it'll take 2 water. And this time I'm going to go mining with the scientist that I just got using my final exosuit. So I'm going to take that and that. And then Chronobot 6 again, so it gets 1 victory point. And this moves over. And then I'm passing, so we're on to the cleanup phase, starting with retrieving workers. So I'm actually going to use my special power here. By spending 2 water, I can recruit one of these workers that is left here. So I'm going to go with this administrator. And then I won't show you me picking up all the workers because that's pointless. But the next step would be to check for impact and game end, which we're not at yet. So we're on to the next error. So preparation, starting with our new mine card, we get very different, still 2 neutronium. We're getting a lot of neutronium out, which is unusual for this early in the game. We're getting quite lucky on the cards for that. We've got some gold and titanium, and of course we need to refill this right hand side as well. Uranium and gold. Then workers, and we want a scientist, 2 administrators, and a genius, which hopefully this time I'm going to end up with. And our new super project, we have the Welfare Society, which is worth a staggering 6 points. Does cost 2 titanium, 2 gold, and 4 water, plus of course the breakthroughs. But it gives you the option of doing an action with an administrator and 1 water in order to move your morale up. Then our buildings, you get 2-point power plant, allows you to move back 3 spaces and doesn't cost you anything useful. 1 point you get free water immediately, and as a free action you'll be able to get 1 water. So we're going to cover up this grey one and the new one out. Ooh, just 2 titanium easily gained. Ooh, that's very tempting. Okay, and then here we've got, it requires a scientist, and it allows you to remove a warp token. Then Paradox, and the Chronobot has the most and gains its first Paradox token. Then powering up, well, we'll go for these 3 as they're free. And I'm going to have more people this time, so maybe I need more, but that's then going to mean I have less money to spend. I think I'm just going to do it. I'm going to go 2 exosuits more, which means I only get 2 water. Then warping, we'll start with the bot. Only the 1. So do I want to put any out? Well, I'll get a point for time travelling. I'm going to go for a gold. Then actions, and Chronobot is still the first player. And number 3, so it's going to build a water building. So it blocks off the first space there. These are both worth the same points, so it takes the one that's in the secondary stack, which is again the one I wanted. But I couldn't have got it yet anyway because everyone except for him is exhausted, and so he is going to go raise morale and make them all feel better, which is going to cost me 5 water though. But gets me all of these back. Then back to the master of the random moves that somehow always get in my way. And we have number 1. Where is number 1? Up here. So it will construct a power building, which fills up the last slot on here, which is making it look less and less likely I'm going to manage a building this round. And the highest point value is this one here. Now that I have some people, I will send a scientist out to do some research. And I'm going to set this dice to the group of people and then roll this one. And we get a square. So we want square with people. There we go. square with people. Then Chronobot, and I'm running out of safe places to roll the dice, so I'm just going to roll it in this tray here. And we get a 3. So 3 is recruit, and this will then go over to there, and he goes here and would like an administrator because he's already got a genius. I'm going to use this free action here to get 2 water, which I will immediately use to send an engineer to the World Council here, which will change our first player to me. And in the World Council, I'm going to do a build action costing 1 titanium less, and I'm going to build this super project here. So we've got 2 gold, 1 titanium, and 4 water, and a square people's breakthrough. And I'm going to place it down here. And Chronobot once again, and we get a 6. So 6 gets them to water. Then I'll send a scientist to go mining, getting me a gold and a titanium. Chrono number 2, which is research. So that blocks the final research space, and he just rolls the shape die and takes a random tile of that shape. A triangle. Then we'll have a scientist go fetch 4 water, and Chronobot here gets a 3, which is build a resource building. But, oh no, there is a slot available. And here, because we've got the 2 tokens, it's actually the higher number that moves on and the lower number stays there. So Chronobot goes there, and we'll take this one for 2 points. I'm then going to send my engineer time travelling, and he's going to spend 1 water, moving focus back 1, and take a powered up mech in order to remove that warp token, which gains me 1 point and moves me up along this track. Then Chronobot gets a 1. So a 1 means we have time travel. So we move that, and we remove one of their warp tokens from the timeline with the most. And with my final worker, I am going to go here with this genius, paying a water to move my morale up 1. Chronobot 4, which is, here we go, rest. So it would cost 5 water, so the Chronobot doesn't actually have enough water, so it instead does a recruit. And of course we then move this token along. And it has a genius, it has an administrator, so it'll take the scientist. I then pass, which ends the actions phase, and we're on to cleanup, starting with the workers. And I'm going to use my ability to pay 2 water to get this genius here. And retrieving workers, pretty much all of mine come back tired, except for this guy here, because it has the open eye, he gets to come back awake. Then we're not at impact yet, and obviously we've not met any of the game end conditions either. So it's on to the next era, starting with preparation. So we refill the mine here, and we get a new card. So no neutronium this time. Got titanium, a lot of uranium, and a bit of gold. And then on the worker front, we have no administrators, 2 scientists, 1 engineer, and a genius, which is very good for me. because I want that genius. Oh, and I forgot to, when I was retrieving workers, retrieve chronobots. And our new super project is cloning that, again worth 6 points. And this, as an action, you use a worker and you get the same type of worker but asleep back. So really quite useful. It is expensive, any 2 squares and 2 uranium, 2 titanium, 4 water. Then our buildings for 2 points, costing 1 water. You can travel back as far as 4, which is quite a long way. Oh, we got another one of this. Resting action requires half water, gives you 1 victory point. We cover this one up with this, and we get a uranium and a water to get a neutronium and 1 point, and it gives you 2 points. That's pretty good. This will cover that one up. So this requires any 1 gold, uranium or titanium, and you get 2 points. So just a nice little points machine there, and it's worth 2 points as on its own, so not bad. Okay, Paradox, and I roll first for the fact that we're joint on this one. So let's have a look at what I get. 1, well that could be worse. Then the Chronobot is going to roll twice. Getting 1, which puts them up to 2, 1 more, and they get an anomaly. And that's it, they get an anomaly. So they immediately remove this warp token, and they gain an anomaly, which is minus 3 points. Then powering up, well, I can do that one, and that one, because they're free. Don't have any cores, so I can't do that one. I don't have cores or water. I've got 1 water, not enough, so I can't do any of those. But that does mean I get 6 water. Then warping, and this time I've got to go first. And I'm going to warp in a titanium. And then Chronobot is, ooh, not warping anything in. Actions, and I'm first, and I'm going to use a genius as an engineer to do a build, and I'm going to go for this one here, and then underneath. Oh, okay, so it costs a uranium, you get 6 water, 1 victory point, and the person comes back refreshed. As my second building, this is going to cost me 1 water, 1 uranium, and because I've got a discount on the titanium, 1 titanium. So that's that then built. Chronobot, and we get a 1. So we have remove anomaly, which is handy for it. So that's 2 water. So it does have the 2 water, and either neutronium or 2. It doesn't have 2 others, so it'll go for the neutronium to remove the anomaly. And this then goes back over to there. I'm then going to use this administrator to refresh everyone, which because of this building here only costs me 3 water. And these all become nice and refreshed, and morale goes up. Chronobot again. 4. So where's the 4? There. So he's going to try and build a sciencey building. So he blocks off there, and that one's worth 2 points, that one's worth 2 points. So he'll take the one from the secondary stack. I'll then do this free action to get 2 water, which I'll use to place an engineer here doing a build action. And I'll take this building here. Oh, I would have rathered the next one down because it's worth 2 points, gives you 5 water, and you don't have to get rid of anything. And that's going to cost 2 water. 1 gold, 1 uranium, and because I used an engineer, 1 titanium. Chrono. Oh, dice overboard. It's okay. It landed on a 2, which is mining. And his preference would be for neutronium, but there isn't any. He has uranium, so then he wants a gold and a titanium. And I actually want to do pretty much the same thing, I think, because I need resources. So yeah, I'm going to go mining, except for I want a uranium and a gold. And it feels like it's been a while since Chronobot has actually blocked me, so I feel it coming on. Let's see what happens here. 4. And in fact, he can't block me because everything I want to do is on my own board now. So 4, he's going to do research. So gets a triangle, another triangle. There we go, triangle. So first thing I'm going to do is go here, giving up a uranium, getting 6 water and a victory point. Okay, 3. So wants to build a construction-y building. So gonna go here to do that. 1 point, 2 points. Takes this one. I'm gonna send this scientist, spending 1 water, to go back in time 1, taking this gold to get this warp tile back, which will move me there and give me 1 victory point. And Chrono 6, which is down here, just simple victory point. I'm then going to use this genius and a water to move this on 1. And Chronobot's last turn before I pass, another 6. So this time 2 water. So I then pass, which makes it the end of the actions, and we're on to clean up. And I'm going to spend 2 water. So I'm going to break this 5 to get me this genius. And we haven't hit the impact yet, so it's on to the next error.